So what was your impression then of what's going on out here?
I'll tell you what's going on here. I spoke to a couple from Florida, just kind of passing through, about my age. I'm 64, they're probably in the late 50s. I love the freedom of speech, no doubt about it. 32 countries, what I've done to create the freedom and provide this freedom for this country. I admire it. Let's keep the violence out though. However, I have been to some countries that you don't have a choice. If you protest, they're going to take you out. I've been all over the world, my man. And I'm cool with this, but I heard there was violence last night. I don't like that at all. You want to say a statement? There's a different way to do it. Protests are cool. I've been many, globally, 32 countries, sir. People in this country have no idea the atrocities that other people experience. Human. They bleed the same way. And what I did for this country to protect our freedom is a beautiful journey for me. I'll do it again.
I did have one also a separate question. So there's also a second subject that's also kind of intense with the one side.
Please explain that to me. I'm not sure what that is.
They are referred to as TRAs, trans rights advocates, but then there's also a segmentation where there are feminists called Terfs.
Here's the key to what I have to say about that. What you just told me was some great chatter.
Yes.
However,
unfortunately, it's just chatter.
However, I will not respond to that because I will not respond to anything that I don't know have any facts around or understand. But I'll be more than happy to recognize and maybe give you an opinion, in a few weeks or whatever. Today, and whatever the other segment is, as you indicated, I can't provide intel on that, my man.
Yeah. So what are you, I've never heard of AGPs before, so what brought that acronym on?
It's an acronym for autogynephilia, which is the cause of 92.5% of trans-identified people.
Okay. So how long have you been here particularly at this event?
About 20 minutes, maybe.
Well, I only got here about 3:37, so you only needed to beat me by 10 minutes or so that could be fair. Were there any Riley Gaine supporters, maybe other than I could guess yourself, who are out here as well?
I assume there's women at the event, but I'm not going in. It's not really my kind of tea. I'm just here to stand with them against the autogynephiles.
By autogynephiles, you mean basically just...
and who are sexually aroused by presenting as women.
Okay. So then, have you seen any other people that have been pressed that might have given that you feel were giving you a fair hearing, or have they been pretty neutral on it?
Oh, out there?
Oh, here too, yeah.
I haven't talked to anybody who's got in here. I got here after the event started.
Oh, okay.
I just had the Antifa and the Transifa preaching at me. Because they don't like that word. They really don't like AGP being exposed. JD Vance talked about it on the Joe Rogan show, so I think people are starting to wake up as to what causes transsexualism.
That's nice. I hear, well, personally from that stance, I think JD is a little more easy on a lot of voters, mainly easy on the eyes, but...
He's very easy on the eyes, isn't he?
Pretty much, yeah.
He's super cute.
You have to go to these hate rallies.
The self-hate is not worth it.
It's not worth it.
So here's my question. What's your guys' take on Terfs? Because if you're assaulting older women, is that necessarily brave?
Terfs?
What the
Anyways. Our take on Terfs is that they should die.
Oh, so women who decide that they want their own boundaries are guilty, but people... Actually, did you feel comfortable giving your 2 cents on that, or...
Good luck trying to convince people?
Yeah, as well as just impressions on this whole thing, because it seems like the Jordan Peterson, where that appearance they fizzled out before they even were done. So it seems like they're fizzling. Not to give false hope or anything, but it just seems from covering that and exiting out the theater after I attended it. So,
I find it funny that it's like, I don't agree with, some of the other politics that I hear them, talking about. Like, not them. I mean, the Riley Gaine group. As in, like, I'll go in and be like, there's some politics.
Okay.
And then I come out and they're like,
on you for being neutral.
Either way. Yeah. It's just audio and chill.
Okay.
An audio.
Hey, Jonathan.
Has to go to DEI.
Yes.
Hey, long time no see.
Yep. Also, he might be curious too, but he's kind of a bystander, so I would just tell.
What? What are we talking about?
No, I was just talking to him.
I'm just interested in
what was going on.
Yeah, I dropped by. Well, I live in Maple, so I walked down. I was like, oh, interesting.
Were you curious about being interviewed by him about your impressions, or
From him?
Yeah, or about just this?
Did say anything?
Well, I gave him a little background on this, but he also came here locally, so.
Did you go to UW?
Yeah, I live in that hall right over there.
Have you seen this type of far left extremism?
No, it's the first time actually. So I was like, oh, yeah, those are probably. And then I was wondering what.
You want to be interviewed?
No, I'm good. Well, if it's an audio interview.
No, it's a video. Take care.
Okay. Actually, the only thing I was going to bring up was when I covered one event in Tacoma. So what happened there was that this was when two speakers, Kamala Harris with her motorcade, as well as a separate speaker from Britain.
Right on.
Basically, Kelly J. Keynes.
Correct.
And one of the things too is that there was a confrontation where eventually it led to including students from the local Tacoma school district and even a principal that looked like he was standing around while there were students that were actively in conflict with the organization of Terfs. So,
I have a comment.
Okay.
I have a comment to that. Do they really know? Have they done their true studies? Have they been to these countries? Have they seen the atrocities? Have they seen limbs and bodies dead on the ground? Do they understand? Maybe I don't know. Who's wrong? Who's right? Who are we to judge? It's been going on for thousands of years, man. I've read the Quran. I've studied the Buddhism, the Hindi. I'll promise you. I'm a Christian, 100%. But I believe all of them. I've studied some of the crazy spiritual religions in Africa. Let me tell you, it'll give you chill bumps. You know why? Because you're going to believe it too when you see what's going around you. My concern is that these are young kiddos or whomever. Have they really been there to see the atrocities? Maybe their family members have been. Maybe they're struggling and surviving and pray to their God. All I'm saying is that get it on, but be civil about it.
I do have one that actually I think might be of interest to you. People say that after COVID, a lot of people started being confined, but they also woke up to looking for more meaning, sometimes regressing to going back to what they...
So, define they. Who?
Well, no, I mean everyone. So everyone, including people going back to what they liked as a child for entertainment.
It doesn't matter. It's humanistic nature. Everyone was affected by it globally. COVID.
So what is your take then on COVID spiritually, with people either not attending or doing remote for a lot of services, because some people have been alienated?
Okay, wait a minute. You just took it a different direction. Services in regards to what?
So like if there are churches that saw a permanent decrease in their services or they're remote, how do you
stay on point with COVID?
Yeah.
What about Ebola? What about all these other freaking... You have no idea who I am and what I've studied and what I know. What about the other atrocities that have occurred globally? Ebola, etc. Let's take it back a few hundred years ago. Spanish fever. I mean, what about I mean, there's so many things that need to be considered. How can you just isolate? It was an incident that occurred back then, but let's get the broader spectrum. What's going on in other parts of the world that we don't know anything about? That's what concerns me. On the COVID thing, hey, we had to adhere to it. And, I never got it. Thank you, Lord, my Lord. Everyone else is Lord. Absolutely. But other than that, man, educate yourself. That's all I say. They need to understand what's really going on out there.
Do you feel, out of your experience, that it's a necessity then to wear masks as they identify for COVID? Or do you feel that basically should be a fine enough expression?
So when you mow your lawn, do you put a mask on?
A lot of people don't, including myself.
I know, but then you suck in the trimmings, et cetera, and then suddenly you have allergies. That's dependent on the individual. What is your structure chemically? What can you go through? Do I feel that it's necessary? It's necessary to you. It's controversy what I just said, but it depends on you. Remember, freedom of speech. It all begins with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
What's your name, sir?
Anthony.
Can I get you a card or something? I'd like to see that.
Well,